water and could therefore support life. Kepler 186f has a slower rotation than Earth. One day on planet Kepler 186f could be the equivalent of weeks or months on Earth. However, Kepler 186f has some striking similarities to Earth due to its small axial tilt. Because its axial tilt is small, Kepler 186f likely has seasons just like Earth. And because its seasons and climate are similar to Earth's, Kepler 186f was called one of the best planets for life in 2015. Number 9. Gliese 581g. Unofficially, this controversial planet is known as Zarmina, although its official name is Gliese 581g. Discovered by the Lick Carnegie Exoplanet Survey, this planet lives in the Libra constellation, along with 5 other planets. Gliese 581g is the third planet from its host red dwarf star, Gliese 581. Gliese 581g is relatively close to Earth, at only 20.42 light-years away, and in 2010 it was announced as the first potentially habitable planet. Gliese 581g has a similar mass and gravity to Earth's, and is located right in the middle of its system's habitable zone. Gliese 581g also receives similar levels of sunshine as Earth. In fact, some scientists believe that Gliese 581g has a 100% chance of supporting life. However, not all scientists agree. In fact, Gliese 581g has been surrounded with controversy since its discovery. The planet has not, as of yet, been confirmed by the European Southern Observatory or the High-Accuracy Radial Velocity Planet Searcher. Number 8. HD 85512b. HD 85512b sits in the inner edge of its system's habitable zone and is classified as rocky Earth-sized exoplanet. HD 85512b is 36.2 light-years away from Earth. In 2011, it was called a very promising candidate for supporting life. Its sun, HD 85512, is an orange dwarf star with about 2/3 the mass of Earth's sun. The planet is 3.6 times the size of Earth and was discovered by scientists from the University of Geneva. It was discovered using High-Accuracy Radial Velocity Planet Searcher, HARPS for short. Its orbit is 54 Earth days, and its temperature could be around 24.5 degrees Celsius. Its star, though, which is a K-type star, may give off too much radiation, evaporating the surface water on the planet. Whether or not this planet has life is dependent on whether or not this planet has clouds. It would need a 50% cloud coverage, and scientists believe that if the planet has enough cloud cover, some of the radiation could be mitigated, and the planet could have water and therefore could have life. Number 7. Gliese 667cc. Gliese 667cc was an exciting discovery and has been called the most Earth-like object known outside of our solar system. Gliese 667cc is found in a system that actually has 3 stars, but Gliese 667cc orbits a red dwarf star called Gliese 667c. According to its mass, it is likely a rocky planet, like Earth, but is much closer to its star than Earth is to ours. However, Gliese 667cc's sun is much cooler than our sun, so although it is much closer to its host star, it is the right distance from its star to support life. Its orbit is 28 days, meaning that a year on Gliese 667cc is 28 Earth days long. With an average temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, Gliese 667cc could definitely support water. Interestingly, because Gliese 667cc is so close to its sun would appear 3 times larger in the sky than our sun does to us. But at only 22 light-years away, any life on Gliese 667cc could see our sun in the sky as a star. Number 6. HD 40307g. HD 40307g was discovered on October 28, 2012, by a team of astronomers from both the Universities of Hertfordshire and Nottingham. HD 40307G is classified as a super-Earth, and it sits in the southern constellation of Pictor. HD 40307G is the sixth and furthest planet from its host sun, HD 40307. It is only 55.8 million miles from its host star, but its host star is considerably cooler than Earth's, emitting 75% less energy. In fact, the other 5 planets in HD 40307G's system are so close to their sun that all 5 of them are closer than Mercury is to our sun. However, because HD 40307G's sun is so much cooler than Earth's, HD 40307G is the right distance from its sun to support life. More research on this Earth-like planet is needed, but to date, HD 40307G has many similarities to Earth. It is not tidally locked, so it can rotate on an axis like Earth, meaning it has days and nights. Its rotation is also similar to Earth's. A year on HD 40307G is 197.8 Earth days. For these reasons, HD 40307G is a strong candidate for a planet similar to Earth that could support life. Number 5. Tau Ceti F. Tau Ceti F is a recent discovery. Found in 2017, Tau Ceti F is only 12 light-years away. In fact, Tau Ceti F's host star, Tau Ceti, is actually visible to the naked eye from Earth. Tau Ceti sits in the Cetus constellation, and its host star is the closest solitary G-class star found to date. Its star is similar in size and brightness to Earth's star, and although there are 4 planets in its system, Tau Ceti F is the strongest candidate for life because of its distance from its star. Its orbit is also similar to Earth's, at 1.7 Earth years. However, although promising, Tau Ceti F has one major obstacle when it comes to its possibility of supporting life. Its star, Tau Ceti, has a debris disk. This circumstellar disk, made up of dust and debris, orbits the star, and because of this, Tau Ceti F would likely experience a lot of major impact events, including asteroids, meteorites, and comets. These impact events could impact the probability of life on this planet. However, just because it lowers the probability doesn't mean that it completely obliterates it. Despite Tau Ceti's debris disk, life is still possible on Tau Ceti F. Number 4. Kepler 442b. Kepler 442b orbits its host star Kepler 442 and is about 1,206 light-years away from Earth. It is classified as an Earth-sized exoplanet, and it is a third larger than Earth. It was first identified by NASA's Kepler mission, and its sun, although similar to Earth's, is smaller and cooler than Earth's. Its orbit is 112 Earth days, but Kepler 442b sits in a very habitable zone. In fact, an article published in the Astrophysical Journal called The Comparative Habitability of Transiting Exoplanets called Kepler 442b more habitable than Earth. And although not enough is known yet about this planet, the fact that it ranks higher on the habitability scale than Earth means that there is a very strong possibility that Kepler 442b supports life. Number 3. Proxima Centauri b. Discovered on August 24, 2016 by astronomers from the European Southern Observatory, Proxima Centauri b is the nearest Earth-like planet discovered to date. In fact, Proxima Centauri b, named for its close proximity, Proxima, and its home constellation, Centaurus, is only 4.2 light-years away from Earth. The planet was discovered by Doppler spectroscopy. Its star, Proxima Centauri, is an M-type red dwarf star and is the closest star to our solar system. However, because it is an M-type star, it likely experiences a lot of flare. And although the planet could support life, it would also likely experience a lot of intense solar winds and radiation. The biggest hurdle, then, to the possibility of life on this planet is its star's instability. Furthermore, because M-stars start off very hot, a lot of water would have evaporated in the early years of this planet's existence. It is possible, though, that Proxima Centauri b started off with a lot more water than Earth did, and therefore still has water. Number 2. Ross 128b. Ross 128b was found on November 17th by Xavier Bonfils. The planet was discovered by radial velocity, and Ross 128b is the second closest known exoplanet at only 11 light-years away. Sitting in the Virgo constellation, the discovery of Ross 128b was both intriguing and exciting to astrobiologists. And Ross 128b has been called the most Earth-like planet ever found. Ross 128b orbits its host sun, Ross 128. One orbit is 9.9 Earth days, and Ross 128b likely receives 38% more sunlight than Earth. It is also likely rocky, like Earth, and probably maintains a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. This makes it an excellent candidate for life, as the probability of water on this planet is very high. Furthermore, Ross 128b's sun is a quiet, old red dwarf star that is stable and has limited solar activity. The only drawback is that Ross 128b sits on the hot side of its habitable zone, which means that water may evaporate quicker on Ross 128b than it does on Earth. Number 1. Kepler 22b. Kepler 22b has so many similarities to Earth that it has actually been called one of the best candidates for another Earth. In fact, Kepler 22b is the first habitable planet that the Kepler Space Telescope found, and when the planet was announced in February of 2011, it excited scientists everywhere. Kepler 22b sits in what is known as the Goldilocks zone of its system. This means that it is the perfect distance away from its host sun. With a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, the planet is not too hot, so water